everybody to the second episode on the AFv6 Aluminum Falcon server. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, here you can see the build that I did last time in the first episode. I don't have any particular name for it. I just called it literally just the tower. And I finally put my nameplate down there, which is great, but that doesn't tell you at all what we're going to be doing this episode. So for this month, the month of February, we're supposed to be building something that something that's within where you were born. So for myself, that was in Ontario and within Oshawa. So that has no meaning to any of you, but regardless of that, the place I'm building is called Parkwood Estate. It is a very old Victorian-ish, I guess, style building. I don't know when it was built. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm moving around all here. Regardless of that, I'm going to show a picture of it on Instagram and you guys can take a look at that. Actually, kind of think of it, I have screen capture going on for this because it doesn't capture Java. I mean, what this is compared to Java, which is kind of annoying. I'm just, if you're curious, trying to figure out right now where the heck that... Oh, there it is. There. This is where we're going to build this critter. It's a very large building, to say the least. I'm not even sure, actually, if this is going to be enough space. According to my calculations so far, I think it's 65 blocks by, what was it? I think 35 or 40. I haven't finished counting. But here, I'll go out of screen and go over to Photoshop for you guys to go and see. Here you can see everything that has been mapped out. Each one of these blocks, whether it be green or red, both represent more or less a block of colors. In this occasion, each one is a block of colors. Of course it represents a block of colors. Each one represents 5 blocks. So that gives you a quick idea of what has been happening, what I'm measuring out here. There's some spots that I just couldn't feel like I could measure it out. So you can see where my mouse is, I think. Yep, the crosshairs. Where I couldn't finish off that last bit. I'm going to consider that would be about 2 blocks. Down here, I'm pretty sure that's 3 blocks. There's a bit of an overhang. I'm actually going to consider that not so much. It'll be basically an extra block, maybe 2 maximum, just for aesthetics. There's some things here and there I still need to figure out what are. There's going to be other pictures of it. This is actually not the greatest picture to use to show what exactly I'm building. But you can see it's going to be a rather large build. I'm going to attempt at some point to build the garden as well. I think Roseless is really good at garden building, so I might ask her if she could help me out with that. I think I know what I'm planning to do for the most part. It should be pretty fun. So this is a very, relatively speaking, large build. I've done much larger builds than this one, but throughout February I believe I should be able to get this done. Look at that, you've even got a little bit of a garden wall there. It's going to be kind of cool. And this thing right here is the front, it's like a stone patio, and that right there isn't actually all that, well, it is large, but it's not really that big. So, I don't know, when you think back to, like, the Scholar Citadel, which was a massive build, I think it was something like, oh man, I think it was like 200 blocks or something, and it went from the very bottom of the entire world right up to the build limit. It went from 5 all the way up to 256. Anyways, let's stop staring off into the screen here. Let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing in here. So what I'm just going to do first is I'm going to measure out what the amount of blocks is. I do not... Why do I keep disconnecting? This is so annoying. This has happened. This is about the 10th time this has happened. Alright, well, I'll cut that and move on. Okay, we're back on. Now I'm just going to go and... I miss the music. I'm starting to get attached to the music. But we're going to have to do a quick count of these. I'm not relishing to do this on camera while recording. So... I'm just going to have to see. I don't think there's coordinates. Oh, I miss coordinates. Chords are life. But we're going to find out what it is. I'll let you know in a bit what that amount is. Okay. Okay, so I've just measured this out quick. At this point, we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that right there, 8, that's 40 right there. So that may fit for, well, even that might be a bit squishy. That may fit for the shorter side of the building. I'm a little bit worried. I think I may actually run out of space. I really don't want to build this way over there. I want it to make it look like it, it kind of belongs with the surroundings as well. And I'm Santos was suggesting that I build up here, that it might look good, and I would agree if it was just a little bit larger, but I'm really starting to reconsider. I might end up having to build somewhere else. Maybe I might just build down there. I'm a little bit unhappy about that. It would have been really nifty to go and have that build way up here. I am starting to realize quite quickly that I'm running out of space. So let's see what I can do. I'm gonna try one more, I'm gonna do the count anyways, just to see what it might look like, and if it might actually fit in, but I have a feeling that this is gonna be a waste of time. So yeah, I think it's a waste of time. I'm gonna give up with that one. We're gonna start down there. But yeah, you get an idea of what I'm planning, what I'm doing. This is just the measurements. I've got to measure everything out. Then I gotta lay the groundwork, the foundation, make it all look proper. So I have an idea of where everything's gonna be built. I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'd be actually kind of cool. I know that Roseless is building something down there, and oh my gosh, that's a lot of pigs. Why are there so many pigs? Oh wow. That is a lot of pigs. What's going on? Welcome to Pigland. Okay, somebody actually made this pig. Okay, I thought they somehow are, I don't know how it'd be even possible, but maybe they're falling down there and not dying somehow. I just don't understand that. But that oddity aside. All right, I'm gonna have to go and do a bit of a jump cut here, and I'll show you in a bit what I've got going. Okay, guys. So far this is what I have mapped out. If you're wondering why I use green and red, it's just because it's so eye-popping. It works really well. You can see the contrast well, and yeah. Anyway, it doesn't have a lot of meaning. I just thought, like, to any of you, well, maybe it might have a little bit of meaning, but wherever you see like this little bit of sticking out, it means that either there is like an end to something, or something begins, such as a roof, or there might be a wall. In the case of this green bit right here, indicates there's going to be a wall somewhere on this length. This indicates the beginning of the round bit. I had said originally that part right there was like a patio or something like that. That is actually not a patio. That's the beginning of the building. That's like the what do you call it? The foyer, or whatever you want to call that. The lobby. This right here ends the lobby. This begins the roof, I believe, and then that would be the end of the first part of the roof. Continues on from there. I can't remember what all, but yeah, I've got it all on my screen here. I'm just going back and forth. So this will help me lay out the entirety of the build. Looking at it now, I wish I could actually just go for a slightly, what would you call it? For me, I would call it pixel density. Its pixel density right now is a bit on the low side, so I'm not particularly happy with that. But the size that I'd like to make it would make this so large that it'd be impossible for me to build within, I don't know, I'd be working on it for months, and I want to finish this by the end of this month. So to do that, I gotta keep it to the 1 block scale that I'm working with, or with every single one of these green. I'm gonna call it the green block, red block scale, which, whatever. Anyways, it works for me. I'm saying anyways too much, it's annoying. So, yeah, I'm gonna lay out the groundworks now. I just wanted to show you this, so you guys know what this was going to be, what this is going to be for, because you're going to be seeing it throughout the build, and it's going to remain for quite a while, and I'll be building on it. I may even leave a lot of the colors the same just to help me build it, and later on I'll remove it, kind of like smudging out pencil marks after working on a water painting. Okay, another update in a bit, and I think once I've got the groundwork done for this one, That'll be the end of this video because there's not going to be much else I will be able to fit into this, as there is a lot of work involved in getting the initial structure, compound, whatever you want to call it, down. The outline of where all the buildings and parts are going to be. So I can only devote so much time to that in a video. Otherwise, you guys are going to be bored, and you're going to be bored of hearing me talk about it. All right, well, talking about being bored about talking about being bored, let's move on to another jump clip. Okay, so it's been about a day actually from my last recording. I ran out of time that day to record, unfortunately, so I had to stop for the night. But I have done a whole bunch for just the layout, and now it's going to make a little bit more sense to you. Just going to explain what exactly has been happening with this, and what all the grids mean, and all the colors and stuff. So here it is. You're going to notice there's a lot of green and a lot of red. So I really should have done this in 2 different palettes, but oh well. So this right here is simply just a key to tell me what the size of everything is. Each of those are 5 blocks in size, and that's both the green and the red, going back and forth. That just made it really easy. Some of the areas where I've kind of stretched off, they have been stretched off, such as this shows or indicates a wall, that indicated stairs. These don't have any color meaning, but what's green here is showing where walls are going to be. And where you see red for the majority of this is where roof lines are going to be. So I'm not putting down where the lines for the walls are going to be just as of yet, as those are kind of buried, unfortunately. Well, that's what one might expect. But it's been fun so far. It's taken a lot of work, and I've done a lot of mapping out of everything to get it properly prepared, and it's going to pop up quick at this point. It's been a lot of fun getting these grids laid out. You can really see, once I show you the picture here, let me see if I can show you the picture. Alright, there you go. So let me zoom in a little bit. You can see what's going on here. There's a lot of messy lines. You will have seen this in the snapshot for my video. It's quite a mess. But you can see all the blue lines here. This is all for mapping the whole thing out. There's easier ways to do this. I could have just printed this off and then did a measurement like what I did with the first block, and then I could have measured out, and which would have been a lot easier now that I think about it. Oh gosh. Oh well, this looks, I guess, cooler in its own way, I guess. But I've got the same thing mapped out, and this is how I've been transferring the image over so that I can get the baseline of what it's going to look like. And let me see if I can pull over the other pictures so you guys can see what that part looks like. So that's without all the lines, and that's the side image. So this is what I'm working with. That right there I thought was the entrance. It's not actually the main entrance, it's the back entrance. You notice that I thought those were doors. They're not doors. Those are, as you can obviously see, are straight up windows. But it does curve around quite interestingly. So I'll be building those windows. I think if I can, I'm going to build it as 3 blocks wide for each one of those. I think each one of those window panes is 1 foot. So if I was to say that's about 3 would be equal to 36 inches approximately. That's 1 yard. It's a couple of inches, or maybe 3 inches short of a meter. So let me see. I don't really need to do the count for this right now, but I think that's probably about 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4. I'd say comfortably 4 blocks high, maybe 4 blocks, because I'm not seeing the entire window here from this angle. I'd say it's probably around 4 blocks, potentially 5 blocks high, depending on how I build this. I may have to, well, a lot of times I'm going to have to fudge the original information here. There's the back view, and let's get back to that. So, okay, well, let's go back into game. Hopefully this doesn't crash, because I notice whenever I exit out, it sometimes crashes after a couple of minutes of being out of game. So I'm going to start building up these walls, but I'm not going to be able to... Yep, there you go. I'm not going to be able to fit any more of that into this episode, so I'm going to leave it here. I got to go and do my outro. You guys got to see my ugly mug. Yeah. So, thank you guys all for watching. If you liked the episode, please leave a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. See you all guys next time. Bye-bye.